Hi there, in this video we are going to use Photoshop to take this image and clip it inside a letter like this. Boom, quick, super easy, all still editable, you can move things around, it's really cool. Let's go learn how to do it now. All right, to get started, open up the source files and open up the one called 13A clipping mask from Bale Murrow. To get started, grab the type tool, click once and type a letter. Okay, now mine's already a ginormous big serif letter because I practiced before the video. And obviously at my font size, you can see it's something ginormous. It's like 900. Weirdly, the font sizes only go to like 72. So yours might be as big as it can be at 72. You can either type in about 900, pick a font, or do what I do and just kind of click and drag to the right on this icon. So I'm clicking, holding my mouse and just dragging to the right. And you can see it goes up way past 72 until you get to kind of a size that you like. And I've decided about 900 something. I'm gonna grab my move tool, get it into position. It doesn't matter what color it is at the moment, okay, because you saw at the beginning, the image is gonna go inside. Now the way this works, it's mainly to do with the layer order. The image has to be on top of the D. Feels a bit weird, but that's the way it works. Now if I drag the background above the D, often it just says no. Okay, so what you can do is just give it a name. Okay, we've run into this problem before, it's locked. So just double click it, call it roses. Okay, and drag it just above, and we are ready to go. To make the magic happen, make sure roses is selected. It's this light gray. Then go up to layer and go to this one here. It says create clipping mask. Ready, steady. Cool, huh? Super easy, super quick, nice clean kind of mask. That's why it's in this section. And it works really good with these kind of simple shapes like type. So some of the things, so it's easy to get started. Now let's look at a couple of the interesting parts to this technique is I've got roses selected. So if I go to my move tool and move it around, you can see it moves independently of the D, which is really cool because it means I can kind of get it perfect how I want. I can also use the edit, transform, scale, and then I can kind of resize this to how I want it to be. Okay, get in the right position, click return. It's the same for the D layer. Okay, if I click on this and move it around, okay, it's independent. But there's gonna be lots of times where you wanna move them together. So what you can do is click on the first layer, hold shift down on your keyboard, and then click the second layer. They're both light gray now, okay, and I can move them both around and I can both transform them at the same time, okay, just have them both selected. Now I'm gonna go and add the white background and the drop shadow. You don't have to, you can skip on to the next video, but if you wanna hang around, let's put a white background in. Why don't we have a white background now? It's because there's nothing there. It's kind of invisible, and Photoshop uses this checkerboard kind of effect to kind of try to represent invisibility. There's nothing there. Okay, but I want a solid white background and a drop shadow. So what I'm gonna do is down here on my layers panel, I'm gonna click on this little icon here. It's kind of if you hover above it long enough, it'll tell you it's the new layer button. Click on him. And instead of layer one, I'm gonna be real good and call it white background. And the easiest way to fill it with white is with it selected, go up to here to edit, there's a fill option. And from this drop down, yours is probably sent to something else. Okay, I've set mine to white, click OK, and we have a white background. Wow, we have white everywhere. But over here, remember with the bird looking over the top, the white background's too high, click, hold, and drag it. Okay, so it's underneath everything. Next thing I want to do is add a drop shadow to my D. So I'm going to click on the D layer and I'm going to go down here to effects. I'm going to go to drop shadow and I'm going to mess about with this probably for 10 minutes while trying to figure out what kind of drop shadow I want. The one thing you might have to do is the distance is going to be really small in the size because it remembers the last thing you did. And we're doing drop shadows on really small text. Okay, so first thing to do is just crank up the distance and the size. Or not the size, sorry, the distance, and make sure the opacity is high. So at least you can see your drop shadow, because if the distance is really small, you can mess around with these all you like, but you can't really tell what's going on. So crank it up and yeah, go on to the next video while I mess around with this. All right, in the next video though, we are going to learn how to use the quick selection tool. It's pretty amazing to do selections with, so yeah, I'll see you over there.